Have you ever wondered how music, this universal language of mankind, came into existence? This fascinating journey begins in the depths of prehistory, where the earliest forms of music emerged as a primal and vital form of human expression. Imagine our ancestors gathered around fire-lit caves or beneath the broad expanse of the night sky, the rhythmic beating of drums echoing through the darkness, creating a shared experience that transcended the individual and bound the group together. This was the birthplace of music in ancient Africa, where drums were not just instruments, but a vibrant language that spoke of life, community, and connection. Yet the dawn of music was not confined to one continent. In the far reaches of Asia, the serene melody of the flute drifted through the air, a testament to humanity's innate desire to create and communicate through sound, each note a whisper of the human spirit encapsulating stories of love, struggle, and triumph. In these early societies, music was far more than mere entertainment. It was deeply woven into the fabric of life, a cornerstone of religious ceremonies, community gatherings, and rites of passage. Every beat, every melody had a purpose and a meaning, connecting the tangible world with the spiritual, the individual with the collective. Then came a pivotal moment in our musical journey, the invention of written music in ancient Greece. This groundbreaking development allowed music to be recorded, shared, and preserved like never before. The musical notation as we know it today began with the Greeks, forever changing the course of music history. From the primal drum beats of ancient Africa to the melodic flutes of Asia, from sacred ceremonies to community celebrations, and the invention of written music, these are the roots from which all music has grown. From these humble beginnings, music has evolved and grown, shaping and being shaped by the societies it springs from. And as we continue our journey through music history, remember this: every note we hear today is an echo of this rich and diverse past. As we venture into the Middle Ages and Renaissance, we see music take on new forms and complexities. In the Middle Ages, music saw a significant evolution. One of the most pivotal developments was the advent of polyphonic music. This was a style where multiple independent melodies were harmoniously woven together, creating a rich, layered sound. It was a stark departure from the monophonic music of the earlier ages, where only one melody was played at a time. This shift to polyphony was a game-changer, adding depth and dimension to music as never before. But how was this intricate music composed and preserved? Enter the innovation of musical notation. Before this, music was mostly passed down orally, which was a bit like playing a centuries-long game of telephone. With the advent of musical notation, composers could write down their music, preserving it for future generations. This was a monumental advancement, providing the foundation for all written music that followed. During the Middle Ages, the Church played a significant role in the development of music. Sacred music was composed for religious ceremonies, often chanted in Latin. Gregorian chant, named after Pope Gregory I, was one of the most popular forms of this sacred music. On the flip side, we had secular music. This was music for the everyday people, composed in the vernacular language. It was often performed at gatherings, celebrations, and courts. Now, we can't discuss this period without mentioning some of the notable figures. Hildegard of Bingen, a German abbess, was one of the earliest known female composers. Her chants and hymns are still performed today. Then we have Giovanni Palestrina, an Italian Renaissance composer, who is known for his sacred music that exemplifies the pure, clear style of polyphony. The Renaissance was a time of great musical innovation, laying the groundwork for the periods to come. This era, bridging the Middle Ages and the Baroque period, was a time of exploration and creativity. It set the stage for the rich tapestry of music history that was yet to unfold. From the intricate designs of the Baroque era to the balanced and structured compositions of the Classical era, music continued to evolve. Let's begin with the Baroque era, a time of grandeur and extravagance in music that spanned from the late 16th century to the mid-18th century. The period saw the development of opera, a genre that combined music, drama, and spectacle in a way that had never been seen before. A key figure in this era was Johann Sebastian Bach, a German composer and musician who was known for his intricate musical designs. His works, such as the Brandenburg Concertos and the Goldberg Variations, are intricately woven tapestries of sound, each note a thread in a larger musical fabric. Then we have Antonio Vivaldi, an Italian virtuoso violinist who is recognized today for his spirited and lively compositions. His most famous work, The Four Seasons, is a group of 4 violin concertos, each giving a musical expression to a season of the year. As the Baroque era gave way to the Classical era in the mid-18th century, music underwent a significant transformation. The ornate and complex compositions of the Baroque era were replaced by a new focus on balance, clarity, and structure. One of the shining stars of the classical era was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, a composer of prodigious talent. His music, known for its melodic beauty and formal perfection, has left a lasting legacy in the world of music. And of course, we can't forget Ludwig van Beethoven, a towering figure in the history of music. His symphonies, sonatas, and concertos bridged the gap between the classical and romantic eras, ushering in a new age of musical expression. Another significant shift during the classical era was the transition from the patronage system to public concerts. Music became less of a luxury for the privileged few, and more of a shared cultural experience, accessible to all. The classical era brought music into the heart of public life, setting the stage for the dramatic changes of the 19th century. As we move into the Romantic era and the 20th century, music becomes a powerful tool for personal expression and social commentary. The Romantic era was a time of great change and upheaval. The rise of programmatic music, where compositions were designed to tell a specific story or paint a vivid picture, allowed composers to express their deepest emotions and thoughts. It was a period where the music was not just about beautiful melodies, but also about the emotions and stories behind those melodies. One of the key figures of this era was Franz Schubert, a composer who was known for his deeply emotional lieder, or songs. His music was a true reflection of his innermost feelings, full of melancholy and longing. Another influential figure was Richard Wagner, who expanded the orchestra and the concept of opera to create his own unique musical dramas. Wagner's music was grand, powerful, and full of dramatic tension, reflecting the turbulent times in which he lived. Then, as we transitioned into the 20th century, we saw the influence of folk music become more prominent. Composers like Igor Stravinsky began to incorporate elements of folk music into their works, creating a fusion of traditional and modern sounds. This was also a time when jazz emerged, with artists like Louis Armstrong pushing the boundaries of what music could be. Armstrong's improvisational style and unique voice made him a standout figure in the music world, influencing countless musicians who came after him. But perhaps one of the most significant developments of the 20th century was the advent of recorded music. This technology revolutionized the music industry, allowing music to be captured and reproduced in a way that had never been possible before. It meant that music could be shared and enjoyed by people all over the world, regardless of their location. It was a game changer, opening up a world of possibilities for musicians and listeners alike. The 20th century saw an explosion of musical styles and technologies, forever changing how we create and listen to music. In our modern era, music is more diverse and accessible than ever before. But who stands out as the greatest artist of all time? As we dive into the 21st century, we find music evolving at an unprecedented pace. Genres like pop, rock, hip-hop, and electronic music have not only emerged but also splintered into numerous subgenres, each with its unique flavor and charm. The rise of the internet and streaming platforms has democratized music, allowing artists from every corner of the world to reach audiences they could only dream of in the past. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Who is the greatest artist of all time? It's a tricky question, as the criteria for determining greatness can be subjective. Is it about influence, shaping the sound and direction of music? Or is it about innovation, pushing the boundaries of what music can be? Or perhaps it's about popularity, touching the hearts and minds of millions if not billions of listeners. Among the contenders, we have the Beatles, who revolutionized music with their innovative songwriting and recording techniques. There's Michael Jackson, the king of pop, whose electrifying performances and groundbreaking music videos redefined what it meant to be a pop star. We also have Bob Dylan, a master lyricist, whose songs became anthems for social and political change. And then there's Beyoncé, a global icon who's not only dominated the charts but also used her platform to advocate for racial and gender equality. But the truth is, trying to crown a single artist as the greatest of all time is like trying to pick a single star as the brightest in the sky. Music, in all its forms and expressions, is a tapestry of human emotion and creativity. Each artist, in their own way, adds a unique thread to this tapestry, making it richer and more vibrant. Whether you agree or disagree, one thing is clear: music in its many forms continues to be a powerful force in our lives.